Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Here is the highly requested tutorial on highlighting and contouring. Keep in mind that this is just a basic highlighting and contouring video made specifically for beginners, just to give you the basic idea of how to do this technique. So enjoy my silly YouTube faces, and we will get on to the video. Thanks for watching. Highlighting and contouring can really vary from face to face depending on the person's features and face shapes. I'm going to kind of give you the basic idea of highlighting and contouring. Now, I do want you to know that I already have applied my moisturizer, my primer, a pore filler, my foundation, my concealer, and my eyebrows. So I have this clear slate to work with. So first what I'm going to do is go in with a contour. So first what I want to let you know about highlighting and contouring is you have to think about it as where you're going to contour is kind of where you want to push back and be not so noticeable, and the places that you want to highlight is what you want to bring forth and make more noticeable. That's the reason that contouring and highlighting varies from person to person. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with a contour. I have very light skin, so I do not work well with warm contour colors. I need something more cool toned. And one of the things that I found, thank you Nikki Tutorials, is this NYX, this NYX High Definition Blush in Taupe. This is actually a blush color, but as you can see, it is quite cool toned. You also want to be careful because if you go too cool, it can have a muddy looking effect. And also the warmer that your skin is, the warmer that you want your contour color to be. So I'm just going to go in with a angled fluffy brush, contouring brush. And what you want to do is find the point on your cheeks that you want to contour. So generally it would be a line from the top part of your ear down toward your mouth in this type of a fashion. You can feel like the hollows of your cheek, or sometimes I go like this, or make like a little smile, and you can see that divot. So I'm going to start there. Already you can see. And this is going to be a little bit harsh at first. You also don't want to go too far in. You kind of want to stop at the edge of your eye. You don't want to contour all the way to your mouth. I'm going to do the other side. And when you're contouring, you want to make sure that you are not blending down. You don't want your contour line to go below that marked area, but you do want to take it up toward your hairline. So that is a very strong contour, as you can see. I am going to kind of do contouring and highlighting quite strong today just so that you can see it better on video, but also later on we're going to blend this out a lot. The next part is your forehead. Now I have a pretty small forehead, so I don't do a ton of forehead contouring, but what you want to do is bring it up here on your forehead. Generally people say you want to do like a 3, so your forehead, your cheekbone, and then your jawline. So this will be the next part, and you just want to follow it up here and make a little contour there. This will make your forehead appear smaller. As you can see, this side, which is, I just friggin' dipped my brush into my highlighter. Bad idea. You can see that this side of my face already looks a lot slimmer in the forehead area. So, and down the temple, connecting it to that cheekbone contour. And I'm going to do that on this side to match. Now this is different than bronzing. We will get into that as well. And that's where we're going to soften things up a bit. You can also, if your forehead is bigger, you can take the contour on the tops of your forehead, right at the top where the hairline is. So the next thing, this is especially good if you have a double chin. Of course, this is not going to take away my double chin, but if you have a smaller double chin than mine, this will also help, is the jaw line. And then you bring it down. Because this just kind of helps darken it and give a natural shadow. And you want to make sure that you blend this one really well so you do not have like a harsh line right there. So the next few places that I want to talk about contouring is right here under the lip. If you put a little bit of contour right here and just darken up this area the tiniest bit, it will give your lips a fuller look because it'll bring this part of your chin in and your lips will then protrude out. So I'm just going to use my mirror. Give a little contour there. The next place that we're going to contour is the nose. This is definitely one of the areas that varies the most on people, depending on their shape of their nose. Now, just for the gist of it, what you are going to end up doing is shading the sides of the nose. Later you will take a highlighter in the middle. So when you shade the sides of the nose, it will make it appear thinner. I'm going to go in with this brush here just because it's easier to get a contour, because I can really put the product where I want it to be. So there's so many different ways of doing this. You can just start at the eye, or you can actually start at the eyebrow, whatever strikes your fancy. You're gonna have to really play around with this a lot. So what I'm gonna do is start the contour here. I usually kind of go up and fade into my brow. As you can see already, it has definitely a more defined shape on the side. Well, the most important thing about doing your nose is that you don't want to make this a crooked line, because it will make your nose look crooked as well. And the closer that your contour lines are, the thinner that your nose will appear. So you want to do down the side of the nose and blending down. And you want to repeat that on both sides and try to make it as even as possible. Again, this is quite a dark contour just for the sake of video. So now that you have contoured on both sides and blended it out, now the tip of the nose. So to make the tip of the nose appear smaller, you want to take your brush under and darken this area here, right between the nostrils and slightly above. You almost want to cut that off so it looks less bulbous, I suppose you would say. And if you really want to contour even further, you can make a little line here, and this is supposed to give you that little like nose. I'm not a huge nose contour person because I feel like it can look really fake very fast. So I don't particularly like it. And I'm just going to take a clean brush and blend that out. So now that you have your contour in the various places, you want to go in with a, oh, shit. Sorry about that. I definitely just knocked my camera over. So as I was saying, now that you have done that, you want to go in with a bronzer. One of my favorite bronzers is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It smells like heaven. It is so soft and so creamy. It smells like summer. It smells like pina coladas or sunscreen or just like a warm day at the beach. And as you can see, I've hit pan on it, and these things last forever. And I'll show you with my contour color the difference, because your bronzer should be warmer, less warm, the lighter that your skin is. But here is the contour color, and there is the bronzer color. As you can see, this is a lot warmer than this one. By the way, this is called light bronzer, the light butter bronzer. There are, I think, 2 shades of this. They're both pretty much almost the same, actually. So I'm just going to swirl in there. So I'm going to tap off the excess and use my mirror so I can see. So here is your contour line, and you want to start blending your bronzer into the contour line and above, and continue it up on the apples of the cheek and up into the temples and the forehead. This is just going to give you kind of a more warm look to your skin, going to warm you up a bit, blend it all together and make it not look as harsh. I'm going to do that on the other side as well. I can get my mirror out. Blend it in and up. And warm up that face. I also usually take a little bit on the sides of my nose and pretty much everywhere that I put the contour. So once you have your contour, your bronzer, once you have your contour and your bronzer on, it will look somewhat like this, which still looks kind of crazy because I don't have any eye makeup on, blush, lipstick, anything. So before we get into the highlighting, I am going to put a little blush on. So what I'm going to use is my teeny tiny little Too Faced. This is called Love Flush, Long Lasting 16-Hour Blush in Love Hangover. Because I'm focusing on highlighting today, I didn't want anything with any shimmer. This is just a matte. I'm going to take it on my fluffy brush, my fluffy blush brush. Tap off the excess as always. And just apply some to the apples of my cheeks. My mirror. So there we have that. And I'm just going to blend her all in. Of course, everything looks kind of funny without eyes and lips, I think. So we are going to get into highlighting next. What I'm going to use for a highlighter is my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed, and this is in the color Pearl. I'm using this because this is a pretty intense highlight, so you should be able to see it, hopefully, on camera, and also because I'm so pale and this shows up on my skin. So I'm going to use, not the brush I usually use because I left it in my bag the other day. So there's 2 types of brushes that you can use. One is a fluffy highlighting brush. The other is a fan brush. The fan brush will give you definitely a more natural look, and with this it is easier to place the highlight. This one will give you a more concentrated look. I'm going to take a little bit on here. You do get a lot with this product. So I'm going to zoom in a bit more here. Now for highlighting, you want to highlight your cheekbones. You want your cheekbones to pop out and look gorgeous. So you're going to take it from here and bring it in. Do not go past like the center of your eye. You don't want to like highlight over here because that will look crazy. And also please keep in mind that highlighting does accentuate pores and texture. So if you do have texture in your skin or enlarged pores, you would definitely want to be careful about that, which I do, and I don't care. I just do it anyway. So what we're gonna do is start here and highlight the cheekbones and not going past the eye. Then you can bring it up like in a C shape and highlight above your eyebrow. This is definitely a bigger brush than what I'm used to, but as you can see the highlight there. And I'm going to do it on the other side. Just taking it up on the sides and remembering not to go past this portion of your eye. You can build this up to be as blinding as you would like. So the next part that we are going to highlight is the Cupid's bow. If you highlight the Cupid's bow area, it will also make your lips look fuller. So for this, I just put a little bit on my finger and do a little highlight there. I mean, look at that, it's crazy. You can also take it up kind of on those little divots. So there is some highlight above the lip, and also with the finger. I generally only do a little bit of highlight on the very tip of my nose. This, as you can see, kind of gives you that little like pointy nose, not pointy nose, but it gives you that little to your nose. So you can just do a little tiny bit on the very tip of your nose. Some people also will highlight here, as you can see. Other people will take it all the way down the bridge of the nose. That's a little extreme for me. I don't generally do that, but for the sake of the video, I did it for you. So I'm gonna try to buff a little of that away because it's just too crazy for me. But if you are really into the crazy highlights, go for it. Like I said, I only generally do the tip and maybe a little bit right here. So the other areas that you will want to do, which will make a lot more sense once you are doing your eye makeup, is under the brow bone. I have a hair in my mouth, and I'm just going to use a little angled brush. Again, tap off the extra and apply that underneath here, as you can see the highlight. And a little under this eyebrow. Again, when you are highlighting this, you don't want to take it in too far. You kind of want to keep it toward the higher part of the arch. You don't want to highlight all crazy in here. And then also a good place to highlight is the inner corner of the eye. Like so. This definitely opens up the eyes. I love this trick. It's definitely something that I do very often. Again, makes a lot more sense when you're seeing it on eyes that have makeup on. So there are a couple other places that you can choose to highlight that I generally don't, but I will show them to you anyway. Some people will highlight the chin, and others will highlight the center of the forehead. To me, that's just like too much. I would do that if I was strobing maybe, but generally I keep it to the cheekbones, the inner corners, the tip of the nose, the Cupid's bow, under the brow bone, and above here, above the eyebrow. So I'm gonna take a little step back. I don't know, hopefully you can see all of this with the light. Again, I look like super crazy because I'm doing this with no other face makeup on, and the reason for that is because I'm going to be filming a St. Patrick's Day eye tutorial afterwards. So, but I just wanted to get this highlighting business out of the way because I've been asked a lot for that. So now that I look crazy and strobed out, I'm going to say goodbye and get on to doing another video. Smash that thumbs up button if you like these how-to and makeup tutorials for beginners, kind of the 101 on certain techniques. Just let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my social media, GingerLocks85 on Snapchat and Instagram. On Twitter, GingerLocks1985. As I said before, I have a special announcement coming up for my birthday, so you do need to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on that. It's going to be awesome. Until next time, guys.